Okay, so today I'm going to dictate a toe for cellulitis, gangrene, abscess, any and all of that. These tend to give my residents a hard time, so I'm just going to do a quick video. I'm going to go fairly fast, so you can rewind and listen to it again, but I'm actually going to dictate it while I'm doing this video. Okay? Received labeled, quote, left great toe, close quote. Consists of a 6.3 centimeter in length by 3.4 centimeter in diameter amputated digit disarticulated at the metatarsal phalangeal joint, period. Okay, a little bit of anatomy lesson. The metatarsal phalangeal joint is where the phalange talks with the metatarsal. Okay, so if you have an articular surface at your resection margin, then it is not transected, it is disarticulated. So use those terms appropriately. Every digit except for the thumb and great toe has two phalangeal joints, the proximal and the distal. Okay, so when you're referring to where it's transected at, so if you get a toe that's not the first toe, that's before the proximal phalangeal joint, you'll say transected proximal to the proximal interphalangeal joint. It sounds confusing, but it actually will give a little bit more information. Okay, so that's my anatomy lesson. So back to this thing. The skin and soft tissue at the resection margin grossly approaches the gangrenous process that occupies approximately 80% of the digit, measuring 3.2 by 3.0 cm in greatest dimensions, occupying the entire nail bed, period. Okay, so what I told them was basically this gangrenous process is very close to the skin and soft tissue margin. And I'm going to take the area of the skin and soft tissue resection margin that's closest to the gangrenous process. Obviously they got a good margin over here, but what concerns me is this area here that isn't real good, and you can see there's some brown stuff. And so the section I submitted is actually the skin and soft tissue margin en face. So that's where I cut, and this is the true margin, so the true margin goes down. Okay, so now we want to look at what's going on under here. I think there's going to be some bone involvement. So just take your knife, cut into it. There is a nail there. Alright, it's actually pretty firm. And my diener made me this. This is an old microtome blade that he affixed to a handle. Sorry about the camera jiggle. Alright, so basically I like to Scribe cut surface, so I'll do that now. Section through the gangrenous process reveals a tan brown to red erythematous subcutaneous soft tissue that extends to the underlying bone, period. The bone underlying the gangrenous process is firm, period. Alright, I like to tell them it's firm or soft, depending on how it feels, just to kind of help them with some osteomyelitis. And then I always submit sections of bone with the overlying gangrene. It's still pretty firm. Okay, and so rule of thumb is if you ever submit sections of bone for infection, then you always have to submit the bone at the margin. So I'll just give my knife a rinse, and then I'll section through this part of the margin. It's a little big. I'll make that thinner after I decal it a little while. Okay. So here's my sections. Pretty simple. Skin and soft tissue margin, gangrenous skin with underlying soft tissue and bone following decalcification, and then bone at resection margin following decalcification. Representative sections are submitted as follows: numeral 1 hyphen skin and soft tissue resection margin on FOSS closest to gangrenous change, numeral 2 hyphen gangrenous skin with underlying subcutaneous soft tissue and bone following light decalcification, numeral 3 hyphen bone at resection margin following decalcification. Period. So anyway, that is a